Recently, the Dress Code Committee has been working hard to present to you a new and inclusive dress code for all. So please listen as we present to you the dress code we have created. The PGHS 2021 to 2022 Reform Dress Code has been written out by Kira Foster, Mary Ellen Faulkner, Tos Kessler, Mehizena Vanessa Ine, Bataba Miata Queller, Maddie Lee, Alyssa Sanchez, Olivia Barge, Sydney Cummings, and Lauren Johnson.
Current PGHS dress code. Number 1. Certain body parts must be covered for all students. Students are required at minimum to have outer clothing covering and concealing the trunk or torso of their body from armpit level to lower thigh level at all times. This brings up the issue of the inconsistent enforcement of the dress codes across all genders, races, body types, and etc. This also gives interpretation of the text and wording of the current dress code, varying the standards depending on time, place, and teacher/administrator.
Dress codes from other schools within our district were used as reference. We pulled ideas and standards from dress codes such as the Monterey Trail High School dress code and the Florin High School dress code. Some of these ideas our charrette collectively supports includes the specificity of the Monterey Trail dress code. They clearly outline the standards for every article of clothing, an idea we have allowed to influence our process as well. Although it should be noted that we do not agree with every point that they have specifically made within their dress code. The freedom entailed in the Florin High School dress code was a unanimously supported idea within the charrette. Overall, opinion and concern of Pleasant Grove students was held as a thoughtful priority throughout the entire process.
Hello everyone, these are going to be the guidelines for shirts, tank tops, and other tops. So if the neckline of an off-the-shoulder shirt falls below the armpit, there must be one strap worn on each exposed shoulder at all times. Ribbed tank tops are permitted. The hem of the shirt must fall below the ribcage when arms are relaxed, and students are permitted to wear pajamas and sleepwear as long as they follow the dress code guidelines. However, muscle shirts are not permitted.
As an example of the newly proposed dress code pertaining tanks and tops, on the left we have things that are permitted, and on the right, things that are not permitted.
Guidelines. Leggings are permitted as long as they aren't see-through in so much that they show undergarments or private parts. Skirts, shorts, dresses, and pants must cover the buttocks in full when standing and walking. Ripped jeans, pants, skirts, shorts, etc. may not show skin above the top of the thigh. Students are permitted to wear pajamas and sleepwear as long as they follow the above dress code guidelines. Not permitted. The waistband of the pants, shorts, or skirt may not fall below the waistband of the underwear.
Here are some more examples as to what is and isn't permitted regarding bottoms, pants, shorts, and skirts.
Pleasant Grove High School's dress code regarding head coverings, hats, etc. So the current dress code states that students are forced to remove their head coverings while indoors, regardless of personal reasons for the head coverings. This should not be permitted. Hats, head coverings, headwear of any kind, including but not limited to do-rags, bonnets, baseball and flat-bill caps, scarves, beanies, religious head coverings, and headbands, excluding bandanas, should be allowed. What should not be permitted are bandanas that are not allowed to be worn in any way, not on body parts, as accessory or tied or visible on backpacks, bags, or clothings.
Here are some examples of what is and is not permitted regarding hats and head coverings.
As for the sexually explicit aspect of the dress code, no sexually explicit imagery or writing on clothing is permitted. Sexually explicit images or writing cannot be worn or present at school, including but not limited to any hentai and nudity. No articles of clothing, apparel, or school materials, including but not limited to backpacks and binders, may have pictures, printing, or writing that is crude, vulgar, profane, homophobic, transphobic, racially, ethnically, or religiously intolerant, that contain images of weapons, tobacco, or drugs and/or alcohol. No imagery or writing regarding drugs or alcohol may be present at school, including imagery or wording which is explicit, or which is not explicit but has obvious affiliations.
Here are some examples of what would not be allowed with the current dress code. The obvious and recognizable affiliations with explicit topics or references to those topics would be a violation of the dress code. Anything like the clothing examples on the screen would not be allowed, and clothing with hateful wording or imagery would also not be permitted.
Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, concerns, or suggestions, please feel free to share your input by scanning the code on the screen, or you can use the link on the slide.